Hi everyone, Popcorn Culture Junkie here. Hope you all had a great holiday. Anyway, I wanted to do a two-part video, and I will be playing Breeder Bingo. Most of you know what it is, so I'm not going to explain it to you. But I'm going to read off some common reasons that parents want people to join their ranks, and I'm going to come back with a response. So, shall we play? Surely your mom wants grandchildren. She has one already. She'd like more. And I told you in one of my last videos that she did get on me about having children, but she's changed her mind since then, and she supports me in getting my tubes tied. So now that's kind of irrelevant. She wants grandchildren, she has one. She's fine. You're selfish. Well, I suppose in a sense we all are. Am I being selfish? For not wanting to have another mouth to feed? I mean, I got my kitty, but he doesn't eat it nearly as much as a kid would. And I'm selfish because I'm going to school and doing something for myself. I'm selfish because whatever's left over after paying bills and getting groceries and whatnot, that I spend my money on anime and anime-related items and yummy treats like this. I'm selfish because I want to sleep whenever I want, and I like to come and go as I please and not worry about a babysitter. Then yes, I am selfish. However, I have been doing volunteer work. Get down. Don't mind me, it's just my adorable kitty. You might see him in this video later. But I do volunteer work, and so do a lot of other child-free people. There are some child-free people that are school teachers. They love children. They just don't want to have any of their own. But not having them makes them selfish, right? Yeah. And by the way, how many parents out there have had their children for truly altruistic reasons? I mean, anytime anyone decides to have a kid, it's always for some selfish purpose. I want my mom to be a grandma. I want to see what they look like. I want someone to love me unconditionally. Right, those don't fall into the selfish category? Seriously? But yet, I'm selfish because I've looked into what it costs to raise a kid, and all the turmoil, and all the pain, and all the heartache. No. I mean, if your definition of selfish means I don't want children, then I'll be selfish. Fine. I can live with that. It's your duty to have children. No. It's really not. That's why there's birth control, because more and more people are realizing that having children is a choice, not an obligation. It's an obligation that I just choose not to do. I mean, if people get me with that one, oh, it's your duty. No. With child-free women like me, and I'm starting to see more and more child-free men come out of the woodwork, especially through YouTube. Sorry, but people are more than just walking, talking uteri and testes. We have personalities, we have lives. We do things that just don't involve children, and none of us think it's our duty to have children. And besides, with the world at 7+ billion people, maybe our duty should be to control the population, maybe lower it, rather than just keep adding on to it. But some people just don't seem to care about the planet's natural resources being depleted or anything. They just want to keep cranking out those babies. What if your child grows up to cure cancer? Really? People have been saying that shit for generations, and, well, cancer's still here. It's different if it's your own. Maybe, maybe not, but I'm not that eager to find out. Here's one of my personal favorites. What if your partner changes his mind? Well, if I have a partner who is just as serious about being child-free as I am, I don't have to worry about that. However, if he does have an epiphany and he somehow freaks out and wants to be a dad, then he's gone. I'd rather be alone than have some partner try to pressure me into having a kid with him. But again, in a couple weeks, that won't matter because I won't be able to have children after that anyway. Children are a gift from God. I don't believe in God, so that part's kind of moot with me. And the whole children are gifts, well, some gifts have a no return policy. I mean, if I have a kid, I can't send him back. I mean, it's just kind of a moot point. The whole gift from God thing. I mean, again, I don't believe in God, and some gifts are just not returnable, and that's definitely a dumb reason to give in and have children. You hate children. That's why you don't want them. What makes you assume that all child-free people hate children? Some do. Some hate them like the plague. Not all of us hate them, but some really can't stand being around them. I mean, I personally don't hate all kids. I just hate the ones that are unruly little brats in public. But then again, I wouldn't like their parents either because they're the ones that let their kids get that way in the first place. And I have my friend who has 2 children. They're pretty cool kids. I have an awesome niece. And as far as me being around children, I think they're okay. I just don't want to be around them for very, very, very long periods of time. Maybe a couple hours at the most. Maybe a day if I'm in a really relaxed mood. What if your birth control fails? Still there. I got my implant on. I haven't been with anyone since I had it put in, but it's 99 point something% effective. So I'm not too worried. In a couple weeks, again, I'm going to make birth control permanent. So even then, that's kind of a moot point. But if something should happen, knock on wood, but if something should happen, let's just say I wouldn't be staying pregnant. And I would definitely not be a mom. You don't have a family until you have kids. Let's see. My mom is still my mom. She's still family. My brothers are still my brothers. They're still family. I have 2 sisters-in-law and I have a niece, so they're still family. Yeah, that doesn't wash. Sorry. I don't have to have children in order to have a family. I mean, my future partner, he would be family. My cat who's running around here loose somewhere, he's family. So no, kids don't always define a family. I love new baby smell. Yeah. They may smell good for a few minutes, but the whole milk and baby smell thing gets overpowered by crappy diapers. Yeah. Crappy diapers and baby powder, that kind of overwhelms the whole new baby smell, and yeah, that's a legitimate excuse to have a child. A kid will bring you and your partner closer together. Really? Well, why is it that a lot of marriages are ending in divorce because of the strain of kids? And even those women who have a kid with their partner to hang on to that partner, a good chunk of the time that partner leaves anyway. I mean, last time I checked, it was a human being. There's a big difference between helpless little human beings and Band-Aids. Some people get them confused for whatever reason. I mean, that assistant manager I told you about in one of my last videos from the 7-Eleven, she thought she and her husband would stay together for the kid, and well, they're divorced now. I mean, that's just one case, but it just happens a lot. People keep thinking that the kids are going to bring the people closer together, and a lot of people do unfortunately stay together for the kids, even though the marriage or the partnership is just miserable as fuck. So no, I don't buy into that either. And I had one guy that I worked with in the Navy go, well, Don't you and your future husband want to create something together that's yours? No, I don't want it that bad. Who will take care of you when you're old? Yes, again, another legitimate excuse to have children. I'm sorry, but whoever takes care of me in the future will be somebody that I will be paying. As soon as I get a decent paying job, I will start setting something aside for elder care. I mean, go to any nursing home and ask them, how often do their children visit? How often do their children take care of them? Yeah. Yeah, another good reason to have children. Another one of my personal favorites. They're worth it! Worth what? Destroying my body? In more ways than one, not just with the labor and the childbirth, but sleep deprivation? Let's see, is it worth being puked on? Is it worth all the money I go into getting diapers and formula? Is it worth it if they're really ungrateful brats no matter how good I try to discipline them? Is it worth it if they turn out to be rapists and druggies and killers? Let's see. Is it worth putting them through college and then they end up living at home until they're 30? Really? I mean, I don't think so, but some people might think that all that's worth it, but not me. Let's see, did I miss any? I might have to touch back up on the "you'll change your mind" bit. People have been telling me this for years. Oh, you'll change your mind. You'll change your mind. No, not really. But while you're on the subject of predicting my future, tell me, am I going to win the lottery in 5 years, since you seem to have a knack for knowing what's going to happen to me down the road? Yeah, and another one of my favorites is a woman's greatest accomplishment is having children. Oh, so that 16-year-old high school dropout, she doesn't need to accomplish any more in her life. She had her kid. She's accomplished the ultimate achievement of womanhood. No high school, no finishing high school for her, no wanting to go to college. She has a kid and she's an accomplished woman now. I mean, I encounter all these stupid reasons, and lots of other child-free people do as well. I mean, I used to get super, super defensive, but now I'll still get defensive every now and then. But most of the time, I just laugh. I mean, honestly, if a lot of good mothers, as I said, some good moms that I know are not trying to get me to join their ranks. A lot of miserable mothers, seem to think that I should wallow in their misery right along with them. And this is definitely a case of the lady doth protest too much. Oh, you should be a mom, and if you tell them you don't want to be a mom, and then they freak the fuck out, like you're personally slamming them. You made your choice, and if you're as happy as you claim to be, then why freak out when someone else says they don't want children? I mean, I could go on and on and on playing more bingo, but there are some bingo videos out there already. And if I did mention doing a part 2, I probably will at some point, but I think this will work for now. Feel free to use any of those responses or come up with something of your own whenever you encounter morons who try to brainwash you into being like them. Fuck that. Stay child-free. Be yourself. And live a happy and fulfilling life. See you all later.